afternoon. Welcome to the Inside Job Podcast with Nate. This afternoon we have Mr. Shuggy, right?
Yes, Shuggy, by the way of Moonie.
By the way of Moonie, so you're going to have to explain that a little bit to me.
I will, most definitely.
So welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm grateful that you're here, and I look forward to the series that we're in is family drama. Right, and so we all got that.
Absolutely. I'm familiar
to
with it.
some degree.
I'm familiar with it, most definitely.
And so I heard a little bit about your story, and I'm just hoping that you're comfortable enough to want to kind of talk about it here, and then we can walk through some of the process that you went through to get through some of your drama, right?
Most definitely.
So. Hey, let's just waste no time. Let's just get to it. So
Let's dig in.
Yeah. So look, but tell me your name about that. What's the name?
So Shuggy was a name that when I was born, my cousin gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
Because my father's name is Shug.
Oh,
so,
okay.
The name that she gave me, she was like, I'm thinking of a name. I don't want to name him Shug, but it was a cartoon character named Shuggy. That's how I got that name.
Okay.
Shuggy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then by Noonie, what is that?
Noonie is a name that my grandmother gave me.
Okay.
There's another I got like 6 nicknames. So this one particularly stuck out to me because my grandmother gave it to me. That's my father's mother. And it was a sugary drink in the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
It was a sugary drink in the Virgin Islands named Noonie. You know what I mean? So that's where I got that name. I'll tell you a little bit about that story, why she ended up in the Virgin Islands as well.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, then let's start. Where do you want to go? What are you doing? What's up?
It's, well, first and foremost, the reason why I the reason why I changed my name for the simple fact of Shuggy was a character. It was this gentleman that, when I come on the scene, I got to be Shuggy. I got to be this person that everybody thought about. Like, oh, yeah, that's Shuggy right there. Like, he's a character, you know what I mean? And he wasn't really the nicest person every time. And there's different people had different things to say about that particular name, you know what I mean? Like, it rings bells. So I was just like, man, I kind of wanted to steer away from that name.
Yeah.
Get out of the character role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah. We were talking about that a little bit before we came in here, how what we call ourselves and what we allow people to call us matter.
Right.
We can end up being the image of what that is.
Absolutely.
For instance, nothing to this name or person, but, if you name your name, your kid Weed.
Right.
Let's just say, right?
Right.
Then that stigma is attached to that person,
and
and what comes with it. So I can completely understand what you're saying about that, and you wanted to get out of that character.
Absolutely. Most definitely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
definitely
awesome.
Wanted to get out of that character.
Yeah. So then, let's talk about as we're talking about family drama. Why don't you start with talking about how you said you had the story of how she ended up in the islands. I want to hear about that.
So, my grandmother, her name is Sasani, beautiful woman.
I'm sure.
Helped raise me, her and my mother and a lot more family. But my father, a situation when he was 17, he was fighting a case, murder case, stuff like that. And she just was so overwhelmed, stressed out. And when he got his time, she was just like, I give everything up. I'm done. I'm moving to the Virgin Islands. My son, that's her only son too, by the way. Which is my father.
Okay.
Moved to the Virgin Islands. Was just like, I'm done with the city, done with the family. She disappeared for a while, and she ended up in the Virgin Islands when he got his time when he was 17.
Okay.
So I was born. Well, my mother was pregnant with me, and my grandmother was like, I can't leave my grandson. And then she found out it was a boy. So she ended up flying back out here, and she's been out here ever since. You know what I mean? So that's who gave me the name Noonie.
Yes. So
My
So that
grandmother.
that means a lot to you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that has meaning.
I'm glad she came back for the simple fact
Yeah.
of where would I be today without the name Noonie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of the other names people call me. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, I want to pay homage to my grandmother,
Oh
give her her
yes.
flowers because she's the reason why
Yeah.
I am who I am today.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
so
That's a role that we tend to play a
yeah,
lot of as women.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So where's your father now?
He's around.
He's around.
Yeah, he's around.
Do you guys have a relationship?
We getting there. We getting back to the to relationships. We how could I put it? One day at a time.
Okay.
As far as in just the situations we've been in, the encounters that we didn't had amongst each other, but it's getting better.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Since I'm on my healing journey,
Yes.
within the last year, it's got way better. With just me asking people to forgive me
Yes.
for me hurting them or harming them, and asking people and me forgiving people as well. You know what I mean? That hurt me tremendously. It wasn't an easy process, but I had to get through it to go through it. You know what I mean?
Yes,
if that makes sense.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Oh, so that's awesome. So then, were the situations between you and your father? What was that about?
it was just, I'm gonna say this. It was ego. It was hurt.
Okay.
For me being an adolescent, a baby, and him being young, 17, 16 years old, gang banging, and putting his life in the gang banging community and putting them first, and then he had a son. When he was transitioning to go to prison,
Okay.
and that's some of the things that I was hurt about, and
Absolutely.
not just teaching me certain things growing up that I'm trying to give to my son.
Yes.
You know what I mean, in the next
Yes.
generation, because my father wasn't taught that. It goes back to hundreds of years of this stuff. You know what I
Yes,
mean? It's in the
absolutely.
DNA.
Yeah.
That's how you pick up DNA traits and stuff like that, generational curses like that.
Yes.
So my father wasn't taught these things.
Yes.
So how could he apply them to things that he wasn't taught?
Yeah.
So I forgave him, and I do forgive him for not knowing, because I didn't know he didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? That's a lot of times we hold people accountable for what they do to us,
Right.
not really knowing what it is that they did or did not know, or what it
Right.
is that they went through. Because
Absolutely.
sometimes we're just not privy to that.
Right.
So that is really good that you got that part of it, because it makes forgiving easier.
Right.
Yeah, I was talking to another gentleman who his mother had to leave him when he was young,
Wow.
and so he didn't grow up with the nurturing part of life, and
Right.
just kind of grew up mistreating women and just being, mean and nasty and disliking his mother.
Wow.
Well, the story from in which she came from, it was understanding why she had to go.
Right.
And so giving that understanding of why she left and why she was not able to take him with her, the forgiving became easier.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes we just don't know, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what
Absolutely.
people's going through. We don't know people's stories. So we
Right.
can't always just, give them the stiff neck.
Yeah. And that's just where I'm at with it, with a lot of situations, with a lot of
Yeah.
people. Because at times we think that, oh, they're fine, and some people just honestly don't know, because they wasn't
Yes.
taught different things, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
with me and my son, just trying to break the generational cycle as far as
Yes. that
how me and my father was butting heads and getting to the point to where, it got serious. So, yeah, that's just what it is.
So now what helped you get to that space? What did you do to get to the space that you are
Well,
now?
for one, I stopped drinking.
Okay.
It's going on 5 months.
Okay. Well,
But even
congratulations.
before then, thank you, I appreciate it. So
Yeah.
even before then, I was talking about becoming a Muslim.
Okay.
And just going to the mosque and praying and just rejoicing, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
just getting all my sins forgiven once you take your shahada. So that's one of the reasons why
I love it.
I wanted to converse over and just, you know, just change the narrative of how I was thinking at one
Your
point in
mindset,
time.
right?
And me being a lot sharper now than I was, say, 8 months ago, a year ago. So, yeah.
So what would you say, so how long would you say that you started this healing journey?
5 months.
5 months?
5 months. 5 months.
Well, I didn't know you before 5 months, but if I was to look at you right now, I wouldn't, you know how it just is what it is. We look at people and be like, oh, it don't look like he been through all that.
Right.
I wouldn't know that by your appearance.
Right.
And then just speaking with you, you wouldn't know that there was those whatever trials those were.
That's because I am who I am. I'm Moonie. I'm a king, first and foremost. And at that particular time, I was a character. I was in a character state of mind. It's just like Batman. When Batman put on that cape, he's in a character. But when Batman's out of that cape, you wouldn't never know that was Batman. So when people meet me, it'd be like, oh, you're a big dude, but you was scary at one point in time, and I'm like, I don't even like to talk about it no more, but it's my outlet now, part. And so other young men can see and be like, man, I was one of them all the way up until 5 months ago. I was still wanting to fight and do silly things and go to my neighborhood and still patronize with my neighborhood and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it has not been easy. You know what I mean? Even like with drinks. You know what I mean? People drinking around you, and you was in a place in your life to where you was used to drinking alcohol. You know what I mean? So with that, just changing the narrative. That's all with that.
Yeah. And you know what? I can only imagine that 5 months is kind of considered a short time to be on a healing journey.
Right.
That there are going to be some tougher times for you too.
Absolutely, it's been tough.
Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah.
Right. It's been extremely tough, even with my son.
Yes.
And this is why I brought him here today, so he can just starting to really like visually see what I'm doing, how I'm changing, what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Because with these kids, they're so caught up on the internet and listening to this rap stuff, but I'm giving it to him raw and uncut.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted him to come to the podcast and really see, like, hey, man, you know what I mean? You got a better purpose in life than just being out there in the streets, listening, to rap and thinking that stuff is cool. And it's typically, it's not cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's so impressionable for, the youth these days.
Absolutely.
They take that stuff and want to live it.
Absolutely.
Even as young as I have one of my grandkids watching YouTube, and the stuff that they were doing on there, she wanted to mimic that.
Right, absolutely.
And that's exactly what happens. And then that's how they get them.
Right.
And then they grow up wanting to do the things that they see portrayed on TV or whatever. Or internet, thinking that that's how it is. And her mother had to stop her and was like, hey, listen, that's not real.
Nah, they're getting paid for this. You know what I mean? For kids to keep watching this and doing these things. Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
Good. Well, that's great. How old is your son?
My son is 16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 16-year-old coming up, black man.
Right.
Already some challenges.
Absolutely.
Just simply because of that.
Particularly for him, it looks different because he was actually there when I got shot. You know what I mean? So he was actually there. He actually seen it. I'm not going to say no names or nothing like that, but you know what I mean? I'm past that point in my life to where I was mad and, you know what I'm saying, with family. You know what I mean? Because I was mad with family.
Okay.
So my son was there, so things changed for him dramatically. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And for him now, the things that he's been dealing with, I just been patient because I'm just like, man, I'm part of Shuggy's part of the blame for it. You know what I'm saying? Shuggy was part of the blame for certain things.
Own that.
You know what I mean? And I own that. You know what I mean? I was part of this reason as well. It shouldn't have happened, but it happened. Well, it would have happened if I was in Noonie mode. No. If I'm in the mode that I am sitting here right now on the Inside Podcast, no, it wouldn't have happened because I would have visually seen like, man, the situation's getting rough. it's getting tricky. I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Versus then being a Shuggy character, the Shuggy character, and going back and forth, and then it potentially ended bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot. I'm just here to really talk about it and share it with the world and share it with the community, family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about. So
Yeah. So, obviously without going into names and things of that nature, it was family that shot you?
I'm gonna say this. If was a fifth, I'm put it. It was close. It was close. It was close.
Okay.
It was very close, and it's forgiven. You know what I mean? And the universe is rotating for that individual and for me right now. And we could sit there just like me and you, and talk. You know what I mean? Without no alcohol,
Absolutely,
or drugs involved and stuff like that to trigger the both of us.
Listen.
So and when I find myself getting mad at me getting shot, you know what I mean? I'll leave. I'll be like, hey, I'm gonna get with the family. I love y'all because we still building. We're in the foundation of building again.
Ooh, yes.
Will it ever be the same? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that person I was a year ago.
Yeah.
Or several years ago. So it doesn't look the same for me.
It will be different. Yes.
Yeah, and when it's drama, when the family start arguing, the family start conversing, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just that simple.
Yes.
I don't have to deal with it.
Yes.
To protect my health and me.
And your peace.
Yeah.
How old were you and how old was your son when you got shot?
This is a year ago.
Oh, just a year ago.
Yeah, this is fresh.
Okay.
This is fresh. Last September 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just drinking.
Yeah.
Let the alcohol get a hold of both of us.
Yeah.
Different things that happened before that led up to that point.
Yeah.
To where it was just like, it got to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love how out the gate you run in with the mindset of changing it, as you said, shifting the narrative, because that's not that long ago.
Right, absolutely.
And so now, you're out here trying to spread the word and get the message out across about, check your egos.
Right.
Let's get ourselves together emotionally. Let's get ourselves together mentally.
Absolutely.
Spiritually.
Absolutely.
We need all of those things balanced.
Absolutely.
Because if not, ego and emotions get in the way and start ruling things and taking over, nothing good comes out of that.
Absolutely.
Nothing good comes out of that.
I'm aware.
Yeah, I know you are.
All too well, you know what I mean? So, I mean.
So now, do you have are you working on any program, or you work with a lot of youth, or what are you doing?
Well, I'm getting involved with a lot of youth. So for the last year, I've been working on just having like little meetings at Brother Jeff's Cultural Center. At parks, we would work out, you know what I mean? Try to work out with the youth, provide, some safe haven for these kids so they can be like, man, Moonie did it, we can do it too, you know what I mean? And just going to more boys groups and stuff like that and getting more involved in the community, because it's a lot of kids out here that typically is misguided.
Yes.
So just trying to get them back into focus, and Let's Rap Man's Group is the name of. I meant to put that too, but
Let's Rap Man Group.
Yep.
How often do you do that?
I haven't done one probably in about 4 months.
Okay.
Because I've been like focused on my son, trying to get him right,
and yourself,
and myself first and foremost. But after this year, I got some big projects that I'm working on.
Okay.
You know what I mean, and just trying to get that back off the ground.
Okay.
And get people familiar with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's it's hard to get in because there's a lot of gatekeeping going on out here as well.
You ain't said nothing.
Like, man, I'm trying to talk to the youth, and I can relate to these cats. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Actually, this ain't in no book. This ain't no make-believe stuff. This is really what I done been through. You know what I'm saying? So I just, focusing on getting back in with the youth and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, that you know what that's actually that's very good. And when you get back into that space, and you want to come back in and come back on, and let people know when it is, the times, where
Okay.
it's at, and all of that stuff. We'll cross that path when when that gets there. But I think that that's amazing. Let's rap man group,
Yeah, that's right.
and that's just it's rap,
Yeah, it's rap,
right?
man. Like when how me and bro was rapping about, shooting a movie. And
Yeah.
that's the kids just be wanting to talk. They need an outlet, and some of them be like kind of scared to bring it out. But it's just like, man, if you just hear them, that's what I'm working on. Is just hearing my
Ooh.
son out and working on my emotions. You know what I mean? And it's hard, but I'm working on my emotions. But these
Yeah.
young men, they just need somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If you have the time to listen to them, they really be having some real life stuff going on. So
Ooh. Pin
yeah,
that because they need it.
yeah, absolutely.
And so make time.
Yeah,
You know what
make
I'm
time.
saying? We got to make time for our youth. We got to make
Absolutely.
time to hear what they have to say, how they need to say it, and what they want to say.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes we can hinder that process by throwing the narrative out there out the gate. Like, no, that's not how you feel. That's not why. No, listen.
Right, absolutely.
Listen, because how they feel and what they might and how they perceive it and portray it may not be the same way that we see it.
Right.
So you have
That's
to
facts.
listen.
Or like, oh, back in our day, we used to.
Yeah, that part we do that.
This generation's different.
Different.
It's all the way different. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
get 100 degrees outside, and they got a puffer coat on. So
Yeah.
it's like, man, I don't get it, but
Yeah,
like,
yes.
yeah, help me get it so I can understand,
Yes.
because we don't get it. We be like, oh, they're weird. Like,
Ooh,
nah, that's a hell of a word to use. Like, nah, man, just hear them out. I'm dealing with it.
listen.
I'm actually dealing with it right now, today. So,
Yeah.
they just need an outlet, like I said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? That's amazing, and we need more. We need more of you. So I'll just,
Appreciate it.
I'll be praying that this program, is prosperous, and then that it would be something that everybody can hear about,
Most definitely.
join in,
Absolutely.
bring on some more brothers who aren't afraid to express themselves and use, talk about their emotions and their feelings, because those are real, right? We
Absolutely.
talked about it a little bit about men. There's this stigma about men not wanting to express themselves because they're too soft or
Yeah.
too sweet and soften up, buttercup kind of stuff.
Right.
Talk about that a little bit from your perspective, your emotions, the emotional part of you.
Man, just like my New Year's resolution that I've been discussing with myself is just like emotions, like, because it's like when we was kids growing up or we grew up, it's like, no, don't come tell me that, or why are you crying, or stuff like that. Instead of crying is emotions, you know what I mean? So when you cry, you releasing emotions
Yes.
naturally. So with my emotions, I'm just, because I always been like this person, like, oh man, you gotta be this is Shuggy. Oh,
Yeah.
you gotta be the first one to address the situation. Now what it looks like is thinking things through. Like, instead of like, okay, I know I can do something to this person, but instead of me doing that, I'm gonna eliminate myself from the situation,
That part.
because I know what I can do. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? But just my hands and my tongue. You know what I mean? The tongue is the most powerful thing.
Come on.
So just working on my tongue and emotions, and like, it's hard, but I'm getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, like I said, I'm in a healing process with
Yes.
emotions. I got a lot of emotions. There's a lot of times where I just want to give up, but I just keep praying. Like, man, something's in store for me, about to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you
Yeah.
cry?
Yeah, I cry.
Okay.
Absolutely. Sometimes I cry. I'll cry in front of.
Yeah, I was just
Whoever,
getting ready to
you know what I
ask, are
mean?
you afraid to let that out
Nah,
in front of people?
not no more.
Not anymore.
I used to.
Yeah.
But since this healing journey, like, you gotta, other brothers need to see these things.
Yeah, it's okay to cry.
You know what I mean? Because I might say something on my Instagram to where I'll just start crying when I think about my friends that then lost their lives young.
Yes.
And these babies, they're not here with their fathers are not here with them to see
Yeah.
them playing basketball on my daughter's basketball team.
Yeah.
And I just sit back, and just be crying to myself, like,
Yeah.
Rod, leave practice because the girls, I don't want them to see me getting emotional.
Yeah.
And really do cry. You know what I mean? It's okay to cry.
It
know
is.
what I mean?
It is.
It's okay to talk about mental health as well. So
Absolutely is. I mean, because, we all have it.
right.
Some of us have it more than others. Some of us don't have control or balance or not doing the work to try to work through them. So we acting out.
Absolutely.
But we all have some to a degree. But
Absolutely.
it's just important to manage it.
You gotta manage it. And sometimes mental health looks perfect. Like from a person, you be like, man, why did she take her life?
Yeah.
She was perfect. She was smiling every time I seen her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you be like, dang, he had a good job.
Yeah.
But deep down internally, there's something missing.
Yeah.
And it's not enough of us as black men, to really channel it and be like, dang, man, bro's going through something. Let me call and check on him.
That
Or just
part.
sending a text message to one of your
Yes.
partners and be like, how you feeling? Do you need anything? Because it might just be a hug. You know
That's
what I mean?
it.
So yeah, that's yeah.
Man, I am so glad that you are saying this. This is so important because, I can say it all day long because I'm a woman.
Right.
Women, naturally we have that nurturing piece of our emotions. You expect me to step and just be like, oh God.
Right.
But most men don't do that, and so I love that you bold with it and that you're just open. Like, go ahead, cry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And check on one another.
Right. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
'Cause as kids, like even with my brother, you know what I mean, Omar, I love him dearly. But as kids, he used to cry so much, and I never understood. And my mom would be like, boy, stop all that crying. My grandmother, stop all that crying. But in all reality, as I'm older and I look back at it, that was just his emotions.
Yeah.
His father wasn't ever really there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, is this one of the reasons why he's shedding tears like this?
Yeah.
Is it because he's not, his no hugs or kisses, and he wants to know? And I just think of it like that. Like he used to cry all the time, very emotional.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And then, like you said, back then you wouldn't have known to ask them.
Right.
What's hurting you.
Right. Absolutely.
People don't just cry.
Yeah.
Even those people who think like, oh, he's just a little crybaby. He is crying for a reason. She is crying for a reason.
Right.
There is something that is bothering
Absolutely.
them. Something that's hurting them.
Absolutely.
So we got to get away from that myth of you just a crybaby. Oh, he just a crybaby.
Yeah.
Nah, there's a reason why he crying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and if somebody would just take the time, a hug goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Go put your arms around me, like it just.
Yeah.
And I can always tell for myself that when I'm feeling down, because we get there, and all I just be wanting is just a hug, just an embrace that just kind of releases some endorphins that makes you just feel loved, wanted, appreciated, accepted.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We can put on this facade that we don't need nobody, and I don't need nobody for this, and I don't need this and that. Yeah, that's not true.
Absolutely.
And we need to get away and stop normalizing that's the truth when it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not the truth at all.
Yeah. So you have how many siblings?
7. I got one, my brother by my mother, and then my father, he has the rest. He has 6 on his side, 6 or 7, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay. And so did you just grow up with the one brother?
I grew up with all my siblings besides one on my father's side. He faded to black, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I keep in contact with him, but the rest of them, I see them quite frankly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And how was the relationships with them?
Good.
Good? Okay.
Good. Because I'm the oldest. You know what I
so
mean?
you're the oldest.
Yeah, on my father's side. So they call me, big bro, I need this, or let's go out to eat. My sister, she just had a baby, so, just visiting my nephew or her pulling up on me. So, we're pretty close.
Okay, that's good. Now, do you do any, or have you done any therapy? Or
I am actually in therapy right now.
You're in therapy right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think bro's in Africa, some part of Africa.
Okay.
With Brother Jeff right now.
Okay.
Jason. So yeah, he's good dude. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And I can go in there. He's young. You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
can go in there and talk.
You have a good relationship with your siblings.
Yeah.
Now you're in therapy.
Therapy.
Now is your son in therapy?
He's getting back to therapy.
He's getting back to
Yeah,
therapy.
he's getting back to therapy. He
Okay.
got to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's happened. He's 16 years old, and for that to have happened, and he saw that at 15, he old enough for that
Right.
to have made an impact.
Right. Absolutely.
And so he definitely should be.
Right.
You know, we don't know all of the impact that it has for him.
Yeah.
Does it make him mad? Is he angry? Is
Yeah.
he sad? Is he scared? Is he, you know, all those feelings that could be sitting in there.
Absolutely. And I think they are. That's why he's acting out of character. Because you're like, man, this ain't him. So yeah, that's part of it. You know what I mean? So and just me for the last several months, you know, having him full time because his mother she moved out of town. So
Okay.
just raising another black young man, you know,
Yeah.
with today's society, it's rough. It gets rough.
Man.
But I was like, man, this is my son. I can't stop loving him.
Absolutely.
It might make me upset sometimes,
Yeah.
but I got to stay on him. You know what I mean? Just like I would want my father to stay on me as well. So
In love, though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
all
Because
love.
sometimes we can be so hard that we
Yeah.
push them away.
Yeah.
And then that doesn't serve the purpose.
Right.
You lose the message trying to be so
like hard,
tough and
like we
hard
was
about
taught.
it.
Like
Yeah,
I was
like-
taught.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
I was
Yeah.
taught just suck it up and keep it pushing. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But with him, I got to take 10 steps back to gain 30 steps forward.
Yeah.
That's just what I say with him. Like it's not that easy, but I'm doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. Well, you keep doing it.
I appreciate it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now,
You know?
is your grandmother and your mom involved with your son
Yeah.
so that he has that
Everybody's hands on with King. You gotta be
Yeah.
hands on. It takes a family.
Village.
It takes a village. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, with him, it's with kids in general. It takes
kids
a
in
village.
general? Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody's hands on. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then again, like I said, because what he witnessed, it may be a little more that's needed.
Yeah. Digging.
You know,
digging,
it may be a little bit more, you know, that's needed. So
Yeah.
the village is, man, you know, this is deep.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, this
it's just
is
a
deep.
it's just a stem. We just touched on a little bit. Like it's so much more.
Yeah.
Just with me and a lot of other men. That's just like we going through. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
a lot.
Like your friends or
Well, friends, it's friends,
The street.
some family, street stuff. People, like you said earlier, they don't know how to let their emotions out. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And we wasn't taught. A lot of people we wasn't taught that growing up on the east side. You know what I mean? We was just taught how to go get some money. You know what I mean? How to gang bang and stuff like that, and how to stand on the corner. And I'm looking at some of these people like, damn man, like
yeah,
you 50, man, you still gang banging?
yeah,
Like, this is crazy.
yeah,
And these kids is looking at that 19,
Yeah.
20 years old like, man, that's tight. Like,
Yes.
nah, that used to be tight in the 90s, bro. You was
Yeah.
relevant in the 90s.
yeah,
You should be pushing these young cats to do something different.
yes,
And they probably talk about me like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Because I pivoted. I took a pivot approach with this whole situation. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to bring these youth in and go get a trade.
that part.
Go get your CDL. Go mess with
Yes.
bro. You want to be on the cameras? You want to learn how to shoot movies? Go mess with bro. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
the next group I have with the Let's Rap Men's group is going to be different people, different genres.
Oh wow.
Electricians, plumbers, CDL drivers, and stuff like that. So now that these kids don't feel like they got to get on the corner and go sell drugs,
Yeah.
they can go get a trade and make 10 times more money than your partner on standing on the corner of 34th. You know what I mean?
Right. And then you don't have to be looking over your shoulder.
Yeah. And you look back, you fast forward 20 years and you look back on that corner, he's going to be out there asking for change. You see what I'm saying? So that's facts, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, again, when you get to that space, let me know. My son-in-law, he just got his CDL,
Right.
and the how he grew up and everything that he went through and the process and all of that he went through, it was hell for him.
Right.
We watched him just like want to give up.
Right.
Over and over and over again, just because it's like, man, come on. Like, the odds aren't favorable. Everything is against me. And then when you do pivot and you make a change, people want to hold you to who you used to be.
Right.
And so that's not easy. So then you got all that on you.
Right.
You got people biting on you for
Right.
who you used to be, and you're
Right.
trying to turn over and be different. So let me know. I mean, because I can ask him for sure if he wants to come on.
Yeah.
And be on the panel or however you
sure.
want to do that. As a new and upcoming CDL driver now, now he's making good money.
Yeah,
And he's working on his second truck now. Yeah, feeling good, and he came from a space similarly to what you came up through.
Right, absolutely.
And now the success. That's the good part about this, is that we can see where people start, all that in between, all the mess and everything, and then we can see where they are now, which is that successful person and wanting to make a change and make a difference.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Ooh, this is going to be so excited.
Congratulations to him, too. I appreciate y'all for having me, bro, reaching out and you thinking about it and, just sharpening up my skills. That's what I've been doing, you know what I mean? I don't hang out with the people. I never really hung out with them, but I don't have I can't have a conversation about hood politics no more. You know what I mean?
Come on, that part.
I don't want to hear about that. That's negative, bro.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how could we elevate? How could we get you some money to start your organization? You know what I mean?
I love that.
Because it's not enough money in our community, so automatically, you don't really see a lot of black-owned places where these children can go on the east side, northeast Denver. You know what I mean? Yes, you got Park Hill. You got a lot more money in the Park Hill area. But let's talk about coming back down towards the 5 Points and stuff like that. It used to be the Glen Arms and Red Shields and St. Charles, but we don't got that piece no more. You know what I mean? So what I'm trying to do is change that. There's a couple more young cats out there that's trying to change it as well. But me, I'm trying to change it and really bring something to our neighborhood and bring it back together. You know what I mean? Instead of these little cats walking around sagging, flagging, and gangbanging. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, come on. And I just want to encourage you, because it can get discouraging, because you're doing something that a lot of them are not.
Right.
And you're in the way. Right. They can't see the good in that. Like, he's trying to help you. He doesn't want you to be that way no more.
Absolutely.
And so just stay encouraged and keep fighting the good fight. Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because I promise you, that is what's going to be the success of who you are and who you and who you bring up with you. And all. That's where the success is. It's not on the corners and in the street. That's not success.
Right.
You're going to end up in jail.
Yeah.
Or
I've been there.
unfortunately dead.
I've been in the penitentiary. So I know.
Yeah. How long were you in the penitentiary?
I did 3 years.
3 years?
Yep. I've been out since 2013.
Okay.
So that's a milestone within itself. They say the first individual that gets out of prison is only stays out 4 to 5 years. You know what I mean? So I done surpassed that in double digits now. You know, I'm working on my 13, 12 years, something like that.
Yeah.
11 years. So I feel good about that. It hasn't been easy.
You should.
You know what I mean? So
as you should. Now, we got about 5 more minutes, and then we're gonna be wrapping up here. But just real quick, was it just streets that landed you there?
Well, being Shuggy. That alter ego, me. Man, go to the car. I don't want to go to the car. I want to do something different, and that's what I did. And that time, you know what I mean? The police was shooting at me at that time. Over 100 rounds that time.
Oh, my goodness.
It could have killed me. And I got, Vic got the pictures. He's seen it. It's real. Man. I think Allah put me on this earth for serve a different reason. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Yeah. But, they was trying to kill me then, but I'm still here. And I went to prison for that.
For that. So you've been shot at, over, how many ever rounds? Close to 100 rounds.
Yeah.
And then that was that. And then you actually got shot.
Got shot.
And you still sitting here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
So you so better believe that you're here for a purpose.
Absolutely.
Because you got spared all those times.
Right.
We have to look at this like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing here that I've been granted this grace?
That's why I woke up 5 months ago. Like, man, after losing my partner Sherrod back in February, I was like, man, Allah gives us this time. Keep on giving us breaks. But it's like, how many more breaks I'm gonna give you before you don't see what I'm trying to tell you? And then by that time, it's too late. I know somebody that got stabbed one time in the thigh and they passed away.
Oh, wow.
But here it is, me, got shot 4 times and I'm still here. Got shot at over 100 times by the police and I'm still here to talk about it. So I serve a different purpose now, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. Wow. Woo! You know, we've been because I was telling you I had a book, and so I went on a book tour and all of that. So we've been not in the studio for some months now, right? And so we're just getting back in. And let me tell you, we coming in.
It's a way to, I'm pretty sure it probably
coming in.
After the year, this is going to be released?
This will probably be released the first week of January.
That's where to open it up. That's where to open it up.
Man.
The inside job.
Podcast. Yes. Because the understanding of it is an inside job, and as you know, you got to work on yourself first before you can, be out here helping and dealing with some other folks.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, I just want to thank you, and before we head out, any last nuggets or anything that you want to drop, and we're gonna have you back because I know we ain't but touched the surface.
It feel good. You like, man, I wish we could stay here some more.
I know.
Because there's so much.
Let's go eat and have some. Yeah.
But what I want to say is, if your mental is not where it should be, go find some help. Go get some help. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family, because the family drama is real.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people are having underlying issues that they only want to wait till family events to talk about. Instead of calling me outside of this event before we get here on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it in front of everybody. You want to show your butt in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Instead of pulling me to the side, hey man, let me holler at you. This is how I feel. Yeah. Some stuff gets swept under the rug.
Absolutely, it's all the time.
In our
community,
for
you know sure. In our families,
in our families, and then it gets to a bigger place like this. Now people's getting hurt, stabbed, shot. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing I can say is protect yours and protect your family. And the family that you build is your family. You know what I mean? Don't have nothing to do with the family that came before you. So
yeah. Well, listen here. Let's just go on and say that's part 1.
Most
and then when we're done with this, we'll schedule, for you to come back on. And then once you get rolling again with the Let's Rap group and everything that you're doing, you can come back and we can see just how much more successful, that you are. And then what's next in the line and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you're needed.
Thank you.
You're wanted. You're appreciated. I mean, there's so many places. You're valid.
Thank you.
There are so many places and so many people that is just running through my head like, oh, dang, if I can just get him in front of you. Oh, sit with him. Oh, sit with, I just can think of so many people that can use what you have. You have so much to offer. So, you are here for a purpose.
Thank you.
Serve that purpose.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, so I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the podcast.
You guys stay tuned. Yeah. This is part 1. Sugar will be back.
Yeah, definitely be back.
Yeah, and we're going to go a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.